All right. So, good morning. Another day. What's going on, everybody? So, today, second day, we're going to go a little bit more in depth with the topics that we have. So, obviously, the broader end of the topic is finance, fitness, and personal development. But today, we'll be jumping in a little bit more into things like what is finance, things that we're looking into in terms of stocks, earning reports, in terms of fitness, how we got started or how to get started, and in terms of personal development, what habits are we most proud of? So jumping right into it, we would like to start off with a disclaimer. So everything that we talk about here, this is not to be considered as advice in any way. We are both in no way, shape, or form allowed or even able to give advice in any capacity. We are just doing this for fun. This has nothing to do with us trying to manipulate you guys in any way, shape, or form. This is just our opinions, and we're just having fun with it. So take everything we say with a grain of salt.
That's mainly like a conversation between me and Randy, like what we think about what's happening on like in the stock market, or what are our strategies for the week or for the day. In addition, we're just adding the little tips for fitness and self development, which I think is a great addition to the podcast. But yeah, we can go right into it.
So let's start off with the name. So what brought us to the name of this podcast?
All right, yeah. So I feel like a lot of people are gonna be asking why we chose shots of info, like shots. The idea mainly is behind shots. As you probably saw the picture that we posted yesterday. There's some liquor involved in all of this. Yeah. So um, yeah. So the idea is mainly like shots. Like maybe we'll be integrating some daily shots to give us energy for the day, or maybe just shots
Start off the morning right.
to be honest. But yeah. So that's behind the name. Any ideas? Oh, also we're coming up with the logo very soon, so very excited to look at see that
To be announced.
to be announced. To be honest, and yeah. Um, Other than that, we can jump right into the topic of the day. So let's just start with finance. So just briefly, we want to just kind of argue about what is finance overall. What do you think?
I wouldn't say to just like argue, just to discuss it, because like the first thing that I think of with finance is just money. Like that's on like the most general sense. What I think finance is equivalent to is just money. What you can do with money, how do you finance with money? Like if you think about terms with finance, financing a house, financing a car, financing loans,
Yeah, so
basically money management.
money management. Right. I feel like whenever you think about the word finance, you associate it right away with money. And by all means, finance is money. So how I look at it is kind of like you see how in science you go and study science, but then there's like a little specific topics to it, like like biology, chemistry, and like little as like divisions of it. So science is overall. So the same way finance is overall when it comes to money. So kind of like think about like finance being the science of money. So you can go into that like into like a little categories such as accounting or money management or like trading, investment. Those are little specific aspects of finance. So overall, I feel like finance is really huge and broad, and learning about it is really good because it gives you a good head position to learn about your finance, pretty much like how to manage your money, how to invest, and overall also take the take control of your spendings, because I feel like that's huge nowadays, because I feel like at some point or another need to gotta try to be frugal about your spending. Like you cannot spend more of what you earn. So learning about finance at early stages, so just comprehending that concept is really important, especially for us, like teenagers or well, we're not longer teenagers, but
Young adults.
some people, yeah, adults. That's something that they should definitely incorporate, like, the same way they incorporate science in the school, they should definitely incorporate finance in the school. Like a huge topic.
Whatever. I mean, all that information is online now, so you can go off and learn it on your own. You don't need anybody now.
Yeah, but are you really willing to go online and look something up for yourself?
Oh, it depends. Again, it really depends on the person and how important it is to them. Obviously, again, this is more tailored to people that are in college. And a lot of that is going to come down to people just, they want to have fun. They want to get through school. They don't really want to be thinking that much about the future because there's a lot to do and there's a lot you have to think about. But
And
starting off here is a good starting point.
yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. That I feel like we try to be busy and we don't really put time to learn things that really matter. Aside of that, like I see myself in the past. I used to put priority as going out to parties, or to be honest, just watching shows, just watching YouTube videos, like random YouTube videos, instead of watching something that it's going to benefit me in the long run. But time to time, with practice, I guess, and you also like start seeing the benefits of being aware of this concept, and that helps a lot. But yeah, I feel like one of the things that I kind of notice is that people with mentors, so people like who has mentors, they tend to go like dive into these topics more frequently than the people that don't, because the mentor is always pushing them, or they kind of see the mentor do something as like just listen to the news, because even just listening to the news you kind of start learning or kind of understanding these concepts, like the dividends or the earnings report and stuff like that. So even just that little, I would say, habit kind of starts influencing on your daily thinking, I guess.
Well, that brings another point up then in terms of finding people you can call mentors. Like, how would you even go about that?
Nah, definitely. And also for those people out there that you are successful and you want to give back to the people, there's like tons of non-profits that you can just donate 1 hour or 2 hours of your time on a week to kind of mentor somebody, like mentor like a high schooler, and kind of guide that person. And I feel like that has a huge impact on one's life.
For sure. I mean, I would even say you can go as far as like trying to find some work, finding a mentor at work. You usually have a mentor at work when you start off work because you have to get your training and things like that. So there's people everywhere. You kind of just gotta look for them.
To be honest, yeah. Also, like if you are, on what is it, like curious or don't know where to start, definitely just a Google search. It's gonna be your best friend, I would say.
Yeah.
You can literally Google anything. Like if you need a mentor, you just look up mentors, and you're gonna see something out there related to that. Or if you wanna learn finance, just go into YouTube and search finance, and there's tons of resources out there to learn. But you have to be willing to put the time on it, at least like an hour or 2 hours a day, in to learn a skill, especially. But yeah.
So, but we switch gears here. So what are we looking at today in terms of stocks and investments?
Yeah, actually, for me, I've been looking at the earnings reports of this week. So just following some of my companies that I invest. So yesterday we started with a big company like IBM. Today there is Netflix is coming out today. Netflix and Snapchat, definitely looking for those. I don't invest in Snapchat, but I do in Netflix. But at the same time, I do want to be aware of how the other companies, for example, I hold a few shares on Facebook. So Snapchat is a direct competition to Facebook. I want to see how Snapchat is doing. I know they had a good run last quarter. I just want to make sure the numbers align with the news. But yeah, so those are their news reports that I'm looking at today. There are other people, other companies that are reporting their earnings, but I'm not really, following.
Into those.
Yeah. Tomorrow, there Verizon definitely. I'm looking at that. Tesla is gonna be a huge one tomorrow. Tesla is a roller coaster, man. Let's see what happens. There's nothing like really exciting about Tesla this month, but this next quarter. So
It's Tesla.
yeah, Tesla. There's definitely gonna be just a little bit flat. But you were mentioning about Neo, the company.
So yeah, Neo's supposed to be another electric car company based off of China, and you know, right now a lot of people are trying to bet against Tesla, and they just kind of want anybody else to be in the market so that they can compete with them. And Neo is one of them.
I feel like the advantage of Tesla is that it has a huge advantage as like a heads up, because there's so many cars already on the market. It's already producing 4 models, and there's a huge advantage over the other companies. And also I feel like Tesla is kind of like trying to be kind of like a little monopoly with like the batteries and all the parts to make the car cheaper. I don't see competitors doing that anytime soon, unless like GM is doing kind of like mixing with like a type with a
partnership.
But I don't know. We're gonna see, because GM is with Nikola, by the way, guys. So they gonna have this deal, but Nikola doesn't have a product, like an actual working product. So
in theory right now.
That's what I'm saying. So Tesla, in that sense, has advantage and is definitely a good hold for the long run. But in terms of short terms, I know you trade. Do you trade Tesla when before battery day?
Yeah.
Right. So it's definitely a roller coaster, and I have seen that because I also I also traded. I also traded some Tesla shares back in the days. I mean, back on what was it, last month? And we saw the little dip and also like the high. And it's been rising. Like I was surprised that it went 400 and what is it right now? 450 almost.
Yeah.
I'll be looking at their news report Thursday. Also on Wednesday, Chipotle is
news reports for Chipotle.
Earnings report for Chipotle. I know you hold some shares for Chipotle. I need to add that to my portfolio actually. I still not very confident on the food sector or like the restaurant sectors right now because of the on the second wave,
People love their Chipotle, man.
I haven't had Chipotle in the longest, so to be honest.
Missing out.
I miss that.
You got that queso blanco?
Nah, not even that. The extra guac. The extra. Anyways, Thursday we're looking at Coca-Cola, AT&T, Southwest Airlines is going to be a good one. Definitely, if you're trying to invest in the long term, I would recommend picking up some airline stuff at this point. Because from here, Boeing received good news regarding the aircraft that was on hold. So definitely positive news for aircrafts, in my opinion. Capital One is also showing its earnings reports, and Intel, of course. So Thursday is going to be a big day for me. I'm going to be aware. I'm going to be following the news for all these 5 companies because I have some direct or indirect involvement with those. And then Friday we have American Express, which banking has been doing trash right now, in other words. So
it's coming up a little.
Yeah, I do hold few finance. You gotta diversify to have a little bit of companies that think are going to do good in the long term. But for now, day trading, definitely don't recommend trading banks.
No.
Other than that, oh yeah, also I think I mentioned to you, Randy, that if you're not trying to like go stock by stock, like if you're not trying to invest, kind of like do what I do. So pretty much pick a stock, pick another stock, do my research analysis, and then buy those. I would recommend index funds. Also, if you're just beginning and just want to put some money aside for the long term, index funds, or use 41k also is a really good investment. But so a really good index stock that is outperforming the SP 500 is JUST. Is for Vanguard, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah, for
really
sure.
It's amazing that it's actually outperforming the SP 500. And that's a good topic. Also, we can explain people what is SP 500.
The S&P 500. Yeah, we can save that for another later on.
That's a good one. What about you? What are you looking at your trades for the day or for the week?
So right now I have an open position on Peloton. So basically I'm just going back and forth with that, with day trading it, trying to buy in a little bit more. So I'm looking at about 150. So right now the stock is sitting at about 133. So little by little, I'm just going to average in my positions until I get to about $10,000 invested into it. And then I'll pull everything out once I see. If it keeps going, I'm obviously going to keep some shares in there, but by 150, that's usually the goal. So that's what I'm looking at. Besides that, I'm a trader, so I usually just trade the markets overall. So I trade ETFs based off the NASDAQ. So basically, it's just me trading the NASDAQ, whether it goes up or down. Yesterday, we had a really big drop. I don't know if you caught that. We dropped almost 2%.
Yeah, I'm also holding a TQQ.
So TQQQ, yeah. T triple Q. They want to make it shorter.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but yeah.
So usually it's T triple Q or S triple Q, and then depending on how the markets are moving, I trade those along with the longer term investments.
You pretty much trade the market, like overall, well, the Nasdaq.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good move. I feel like a lot of day traders, they look into that, and also that, and also gold, because it's always like the roller coaster. Good.
Yeah, there's a lot of volatility.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, we saw the drop yesterday. So just like a little overall, for right now, the Nasdaq dropped 1.65%, SP 500 dropped 1.63%, and Dow Jones average dropped at 1.43, which is actually it's a decent drop. So let's say you were holding a portfolio of 10K, you probably lost about almost $1,000 to like 800 to let's say 1,200 with this 1% drop. So it's but in the long run, like for example, I haven't checked my long-term portfolio. I'm kind of like I already know the numbers in my mind that I dropped this amount of money, but at the same time, I don't really worry about it. Like I said, just let it slide.
Mm-hmm.
Only time
do what it's going to do.
Yeah, exactly. The only time that I'm going to diversify a little bit my portfolio, it's after I was mentioning after the election, because who wins, I need to make sure that the companies, based on the party that wins, whether Democrat or Republican, is not going to get affected by the new policies that the new president will bring. For example, if Biden wins, guys, be aware tech might not be the best bet. I mean, it will be a stable bet, but it's not. It will be a lot of controversies back and forth between the Congress and tech companies. So definitely be aware of that. Also, politics do have a huge effect on the stock market, not just the stock market, like everywhere. So don't forget to vote, guys. some advertisement for voting.
Yeah. Not anyone specific, just vote. Vote whoever you're going to vote for.
Also, I feel like we should not really talk too much about politics because I feel like that's kind of
Oh, that is super divisive.
gonna go into a rabbit hole. We don't want to get out.
Yeah. So
So,
let's jump right into the next topic then, right?
facts, yeah, I think that's it for me for this week. Well, for
Mhm.
today and for this week as well. We can continue tomorrow as well to see what it's popping.
Gotcha. All right. So let's jump into fitness, my realm.
Yep.
Um,
All you?
right. So what we have here is how do you get started? Um, well, how do you get started, Mike?
Build a habit. That I feel like
How do you specifically get started?
mm, I had to be on the mindset. I had
Okay.
to be like, okay, I need to. Also, I feel like you have to put yourself a goal. Like, what is your goal that you're trying to achieve? And once you got that down, like remember yesterday you mentioned about being specific about the goal. Um, so what is your goal? And how do I need to get there? Once you have this settled down, you will start getting into the mindset that in order for you to get to there, you actually need to put in the work. So like, let's say, like also like I feel like there's going to be a lot of day ones for everybody because keeping consistent is hard, especially if you're already a professional. Time management is going to be huge. So there's going to be a lot of days ones, and that's okay, in my opinion. I don't know what you think, but like I feel like that's for me too. 'Cause, I try to get fitness, do some push-ups, and little core exercise in my house. I don't really have a gym membership nowadays, especially also like with
COVID.
Corona. I don't feel like going to the gym, waiting out the gym literally half an hour just to be in the gym half an hour. I feel like that's a little bit waste of time. But so I just do some core exercise in my house. But it's hard to keep consistent, like I mentioned before. If you're a professional, you're not gonna have the time to do that. So there's going to be setbacks. There's going to be day ones, like many day ones. What I mean with that is that let's say you do a little routine on Monday. Tuesday you have a busy schedule, so you can really fit on it. Wednesday it can be another day one. Then you go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Boom, you accomplish something. Then next week, Monday, Tuesday you're busy. Wednesday also busy. Thursdays, Friday, Saturday you're good to go. 3 out of 4 times a week, if you work out on those days, you're good. Like you giving momentum to your body. So
For sure. Yep. Listen, you got to start you got to start where you can. It doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Mhm.
Um, literally, you can start off in such a way where you do something, a little bit of something like some body weight squats, some push-ups, some type of movement every hour of the day. Just like 5 minutes you dedicate every hour. You do a little bit of something, and that's going to be a workout for today. So you'll do that for like 5 hours because you're home and you're not really doing anything, right? Or you're watching shows on Netflix, or you're just chilling, you're studying at home. You can always splice in that little bit of movement, which will also be beneficial because let's say you're home and you're studying all day, you sitting down all day is not going to be particularly great for your health overall. So getting a little bit of movement and getting your blood flowing, definitely a good way to get some exercise in and just kind of staying healthy overall. In terms of getting started, again, the best approach is the one that you can manage. If you start off and I'm going 5 days a week, I'm going to be training upper and lower body splits, and I'm going to be doing everything that I see on YouTube with all the crazy bodybuilders, and I just want to get shredded or I want to bulk up. At some point, you're going to hit that plateau, or you're just going to face plant into the wall because you're overwhelming yourself way too quickly. 20 minutes. You can start off with 20 minutes 3 times a week, and then you can slowly build that over time. Doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to kill yourself. Again, the point is to feel good and look good, and that progression happens slowly over time. Something that I like to tell my clients is being better at activities of daily living. So you should be able to walk up a flight of stairs without feeling like you're about to pass out. You should feel like you should lift a little bit more weight than you could the previous week. These are little things that improve over time because you are consistent with your exercise. And they're something that you can see. They're manageable results. you're not going to see a lot of changes in your body within the first month of you trying to lose weight or gain weight. But you can definitely see an improvement in your ability to pick up more weight, move a little bit further, walk more steps, run a little bit faster. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and also I feel like once you start, like I mentioned, getting started is the hardest part. But once you, let's say, you are a month in, you start feeling good about yourself. You start feeling more energetic. So you're gonna keep want to keep going, and that's the advantage of fitness. I feel. I mean, not fitness, like working out, especially, like more specifically. But yeah, that one, the good point that you brought up is about. Sorry, that's my email. The good point that you just brought up is about movement. For one, for example, for me, that I'm a student and also like I work most of the time sitting down. Uh, Literally just doing some push-ups, doing some squats, it helps a lot. I also keep consistent with yoga almost daily, and that stretches your soul. To be honest, like you need to do some sort of movement, especially if you're sitting most of the time of the day. Get some walk. I'm very lazy at cardio. I did attempt to run. I did attempt to like bike. That's not with me. So also getting to know what is your strength and weaknesses can take you a long way. Uh, because for me, it's not it's not running, but like I can do core exercises. I can do push-ups. I can do pull-ups. I can do squats. I like doing those. So like I feel like getting started, definitely start what Randy said, something not too hard on yourself because you don't want to push your limit because then your body itself is going to be like, I don't want to do that no more. But if you start with just core and basic exercise, you can, just building the habit and getting into the mindset that you're starting to work out. It's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good topic to talk about. But I think that was good points that we mentioned. So,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
what has worked for you getting started?
For me, man, I'm like everybody else. It's hard. I'm lazy. Wake up in the morning. I don't want to do anything.
True.
Again, it's just what's the overall goal? Do I want to get stronger? Do I want to get leaner? Do I want to improve my cardio? Right now, I'm at a point in life and just with everything that I know about health and fitness that the main goal should just be to kind of increase all the aspects of health that you can. So I'm talking about your strength, your flexibility, your mobility, stability, uh, endurance. Again, these are all facets that kind of decline over time as you get older.
Oh yeah.
And with anything that you don't use, you have a tendency of losing. So starting off nice and early in terms of age, just improving all of these things and staying consistent with it and just getting better. That's it.
Yeah, that's really good tips. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. As the list, guys, on the list for today, it's what habits are we most proud of? Like, you can start. Well,
Yeah.
I know you have a really good habit that you're picking up now. Now I want to hear more about it. What
Which
is
one?
the the flip phone?
Oh, the flip phone. Gotcha. Okay, sure. We can start off there. So, as you know, well, don't, or maybe not. Maybe you guys have a little bit more self control than I do. But when you have this phone, this technology that I have in my hand right now, it becomes a major distraction right before bed. You have it; it's right next to you, and you have access to literally anything that you want. So, with that being said, I don't really have the self control to kind of just put the phone away to the side and not use it because it's right there.
Right.
So that temptation is always there. So what I decided to do was get a flip phone. And with this phone, what I do is I turn it off right around 9 or 10, or I put it on airplane mode, but usually just turn it off. And with the flip phone, I just have it there in case of emergency. Somebody needs to call me in the middle of the night, they can call me on the flip phone. But if they call me on this or send me a text on this, I'm more likely to get it, pick up the call or send a text, and then stay on it a little bit longer just to check the social medias, your Instagram, your Snapchats, Facebook. I'll get some YouTube videos. And then before you know it, an hour or 2 hours have gone by and you haven't gone back to bed. So yeah, that's a nice little habit that I picked up now. And on top of that, I also got myself a nice little analog clock. So I have an alarm on this as well. So now I don't even need to use a phone to wake myself up anymore.
For that, I have a Google Home. Just tell hey Google with an alarm, and it does that job. But it works. It works. I like that. I like the flip phone one because yeah, that's. I feel like that's a huge problem.
There it
Not
is.
for yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's a huge problem for everybody knows it. I don't think there's a single soul unless you're really um, conscious about how long you spend on your phone. And I also have the problem. The little app on iPhones that you can check how long you're spending on each day. I always
Mm-hmm.
an average of 5 to 6 hours a day. That's amazing. And most of my spending was on social media, and it was like an average for like almost an hour daily on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and also games. I do like to play Among Us. That's I got hooked on that game, but nah, it's a huge distraction. Every time that I look at it, I try to look at it daily. My average, my goal, like my goal overall a week is no past 5 hours a week, like the average. So I can go like, but being conscious about this, I feel like picking up a habit like what Randy has is really good because it kind of puts you in the mindset. And to be honest, I would turn off my phone even earlier. Like I would turn it off like by 6. After 6, I feel like most of that time is spent on your phone is on social media or YouTube or Netflix. But yeah, I mean that's a really good habit. A really good habit I have, it's making my bed daily. Like as soon as I wake up, I make my bed, and it gives me a sense of accomplishment of the day. I love that. And
Yeah.
I've been doing it for so long because I've been doing it since I was like a little kid. I've been doing it for so long that it comes unconsciously. I stand up instantly, just start making my bed like half awake. So it's really good because after that I go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, come back, and just looking in my bed, all made and clean.
Pristine.
Yeah, it gives me like a sense that okay, uh, I'm not hooked to go back into my sheets because it's all messy, but
Right.
I feel like I accomplished something on the day and it's just starting. I think like that's a really good habit if anybody wants. It's a little detail, a little uh, little thing that counts, that matters. Yeah, so that's probably my best habit that I'm most proud of. It's very small. It's not a flip.
No, dude, you get started the morning with that little victory and you just slowly build on it.
Like, let's talk
That's
about
pretty
the
much it.
logistics though. How expensive is your habit?
Which one, the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Let's say somebody wants to get a flip phone. How much are they?
well, I bought the phone with a plan for a month. I think it came out to a total of like $50, give or take.
That's not
So
bad.
the phone was 30 and the plan is $20 a month.
Yeah, that's not bad. And I feel like
Yeah.
there's definitely other like cheaper plans as well. Just let's say text or let's say call.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
This one that I got has no contract, so it's just whenever I don't buy it, I don't get
Oh, you don't
any
pay.
data.
That's good. Nice. Really good habit. I like that. And also, I miss the flip phones. Flip
Yeah,
phones.
they're dope. I mean, I was looking at the new Razer one,
Oh yeah,
the flip phone, but it's all touchscreen. That was pretty cool.
it's a smartphone. It's a flip phone, but it's a smartphone.
Hmm.
It looks tough. Not gonna lie. Very flip. All right. So last but not least, guys, we don't want to make it too long. Let's go into the conclusion of the day. So one thing that I want to mention is that we will be doing Monday through Friday. So um, similar format, just conversation, topic. Now we also planning to do a Saturday podcast, which is mainly just random topics. Like it's not gonna be specific to the 3 sections that we're talking about. But we want to invite one of our friends or like a guest to join the conversation. If you are interested, talking about some things, maybe just an idea that you want to discuss with us, feel free to DM us or to our Instagram. We create an Instagram. And yeah, we can just set a meeting. We do this early in the morning. So if you wanted to wake up around 7. Okay, Saturday we can be a little bit
More lenient.
but but yeah, feel free to, if you're interested, we would love to have you here. And it's just a conversation,
We're
nothing.
just having fun, man.
And yeah, another thing also I want to say is that if you have any suggestions for topics that you want us to talk about, want us to just discuss, just let us know, and we will integrate it too.
I forgot, on the YouTube, they sent us a comment talking about what trading platforms we use and experiences with them. But we can talk about that next time.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a sheet with some ideas that we're going to be putting there. And as we get them, we're going to be adding to the sheet. Like I said, it's going to be 5 days a week. So we got a lot of time.
It's a
All right,
daily thing, so we'll be back tomorrow.
thanks. And just with that, guys, thank you for listening to us. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow.
Peace.